Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Caps Locks and Chair Shots podcast. My name is Ed Brickeen. I am your host for these festivities, and the third time's the charm as we're gonna do a watch along here with the Purple Greyhound himself, Adam. What's up, buddy?
How we doing, man? I hope we can get this down today.
Well, I think I have all the bugs worked out this time. All right. For those of you listening, we're going to watch the 2020 Men's Royal Rumble match. You can pull this up on the WWE Network, which you can get for just $9.99 every month, with the first month always free. And if you buy it this month, you get WrestleMania, a 2-day extravaganza, which we will cover in the second half of this show. We're going to pick things up at the 2:59:21 mark. If you're watching at home, that's going to be the time Booker T is halfway into his chair, ready for the match to begin. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to watch this match in its entirety from start until finish. And then once it's over, we're going to talk about it for a little bit. And then we're going to go on and make our WrestleMania picks. Adam, are you ready?
Yes, sir. So we are at 2:59:21. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, play. And on play, you will hit play with us and watch it. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
All right. Is there we see, 10 people at ringside ready to do the announcing?
Oh, yeah. The announce teams have gotten so big over the years, man. I wish it was just a two-man team. Just have Graves and Cole on there. Or what's the other guy's name?
Honestly, I don't know anymore. But you have the Germans, the Spanish. Okay, so here we get the rules for the match. Two superstars will start in a ring. Every 90 seconds, another superstar will enter. Superstars are eliminated by going over the top rope. Both feet must touch the floor to be eliminated, and the winner receives a championship match of their choosing at WrestleMania.
What do you think about these graphics they have now? Instead of I feel like they use these instead of paying all the money for pyro.
Dude, I love them. I
like them, but I like fireworks, man. I know it's more money. I get it. It's a budget thing. It's a cost thing.
And fire hazard and everything else. But I mean, for the people in attendance, yeah, it sucks. But I think it's a better visual watching at home. Yeah. That being said, for certain people, you have to have the fireworks. You have to have the pop for Rey Mysterio, the smoke for Edge, and Christian's got to have his raining of sparks. Goldberg's got to have the sparks coming from each side. You got to have that stuff.
Yeah, that's half of their gimmick.
That's the mystique of it. Now, will Goldberg have that at WrestleMania?
Oh, for sure.
You think? You think they're going to go all out with the pyro and everything else in front of an empty arena?
It's Mania, man. You have to. They're not doing it for people in the building, obviously. They're doing it for everybody at home. Yeah,
but even then, I mean, it'd be cool if they... I have a feeling it could be CGI'd to high hell. It's guaranteed that Bray Wyatt's going to get a CGI to high hell match. I just get the feeling we're going to be seeing that again like he did with Orton a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. But
look at Lesnar, man. We just did watch the match a couple days ago with him in it, and that was in 2002, right?
Yes.
That was 2002, and now this is 18 years later. He's still just... I mean, obviously his body has changed a bit. He's older. He's 18 years older, but poor Elias. About to get beat up.
I thought his little song right here was one of the best parts of the match.
It's always good. Whoever writes this for him is pretty darn good. We got Kobe jersey in the background. Kobe had just passed away, I believe, like a week before this.
Yeah, it was a sad time for sure.
It's crazy, man.
It's just nice to watch wrestling that's somewhat recent where there's a crowd.
Yeah, it feels like how many weeks have they been doing it? 2, 3, but it just feels like an eternity that it's been going on.
Feels like forever.
Yeah. It really does.
The Creed song "My Sacrifice" rings more and more true each day.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't listen to Creed.
Oh yeah, okay, you elitist.
I'm not.
How do you like that?
Florida sucks because Creed is from there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. But the Did you see his name? How they spelled it out in lights? They had the ACDC, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
S with the Captain Picard communicator A. That's some pretty dope stuff right there. Was that Andy Reid? That's a young Andy Reid right there in the Chiefs shirt.
Hilarious. It's like people give Vince McMahon grief all the time because he takes all these NXT stars and doesn't do anything with them. But in this case, it's kind of flipped. Like, they weren't doing a lot with Elias in NXT, and he brought him up to the main roster and actually made him something and got him over.
Well, I don't think Vince has anything to do with Elias getting over. I think that was more or less... He was Fandango in a way where it was just
but he's okaying everything, man. He still has to give the okay.
No, you're missing my point. It was so over the top, just a straight gimmick that it got over,
But that wasn't his gimmick at that point. He was like the Drifter. Did he even play music yet?
Yeah, he was always... When he was the Drifter, was playing music. Like, that was his thing. That's what made him the Drifter.
Oh my God. Brock Lesnar. About to kill him.
Did he kick that guitar and break it? Because that's what it seemed like just happened. It looked like there were
pieces. Oh my God. He makes everything look real because I bet half of it, at least, it's actually connecting, and it's.
I don't know. I mean, as much as people, as much as he's got this persona of not giving a care, because we're going to try to keep it PG.
Oh no, he's a great worker. Like as
much as he's got that, I don't care about you, I don't care about anything, I don't care about the business, whatever. He may be, and this is going to take a lot of heat because, of the people who I root for and everything. He may be one of the best workers in the history of the business as far as what he's been able to do,
One of the best characters, one of the best performers ever, for sure.
Yeah, if there's ever an IDGAF person that's made it big in the business, and there's our first elimination. Elias lasted a full 60 seconds. That was the first time.
I remember watching this, man. I was watching it with my brother Corey, and Corey, he's just.
I miss Corey.
It got going to where Brock's going to eliminate a bunch of people. Obviously, guys, if you didn't know that, I don't know what you're doing.
But hey, spoiler alert!
This is stupid. I'm like, Corey, it's a story. They're telling a story. Just let it play out. Watch the whole match. By the end, he was like, my God, this is one of the best Rumbles I've ever seen. I'm like, well, what happened to an hour ago when you were shitting on it?
Hey, language. That's right there. Now we can still be PG-13 if that's the only time he uses that word.
Nah, rated R.
You should have heard Dan just go off in our... You may have seen it in the chat. For those of you that don't know who Dan is, that's Danny Bananas, my arch nemesis, my tag team partner, and my very best friend. He was all over this, just hating, and then all of a sudden reversed it 180 at the end. It was beautiful.
He does that. Bye-bye, Eric Rowan.
8 seconds, he rode the bull and got bucked off.
Do we know what's in his thingy?
No, I haven't seen him. So, is there something in there?
I don't know.
What is Paul Heyman doing? Is he taunting... Oh, I guess that is the main guys. I wasn't sure if he was, over just messing with the German announce team,
He's practicing for WrestleMania when those will be the only people in the building.
Well, okay, that's another thing. Are they going to have all of the announcers right there, too, or is it just going to be Cole and Graves?
I think it should only be Cole and Graves and just have the other ones
at a satellite facility. Where is Funaki going to be? That's what I want to know.
That's not how it's going to work because it's not going to be live. It's already been taped, so they could just dub over it and talk over it later.
Where is SmackDown's number one announcer going to be? Funaki. Now, if you want a case for somebody who is drastically wasted in the WWE, it's this man right here, Robert Roode.
Indeed.
It's so good in TNA. Impact. He should have never left. I know why he did, and I get it, because Impact's a dying company that just cannot die. But golly, he's being
have everybody at the top of the card, man.
I know, but he is such a good talent. I would rather see him than 3/4 of the guys on Raw. Like, you make him in a tag team
for AEW for real.
Well, AEW is going to run into that problem too, where you can only have a certain amount of people in the main event. And
for sure.
Cody's always up there. He's going to wind up being the Hulk Hogan of WCW.
Cody hasn't. I mean, he did one main event with Jericho, but then they made the stipulation, hey, you can't have the title anymore.
That was a perfect F5. Like, perfect.
That was really.
Like, that's how you see it in the video game. Like, it's beautiful. But AEW is going to run into that problem. It's the same problem that the WWE's in now, where there's only a limited amount of spots, and, not everybody can be the main event superstar because there's not enough spaces for it.
I mean, how many people are on the roster? Like, over 100 probably. There's so many.
Men and women?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we saw 60 in 2 matches here. Plus, there are several that, do you count the part-timers too? Because that's going to be something. By the way, Robert Roode lasted 41 seconds. Out next is... and ladies and gentlemen, that's me trying to do a drum roll where I have no rhythm. Oh, the man of slow motion himself. I was so happy to see him come back, but I loved him as Johnny Impact.
He's another one that's going to get lost in the shuffle at some point. Like, his work will always stand out, but at some point he'll just... Like, he's getting pushed now because he's new again, but at some point it's just going to get stagnated again, I feel, at least.
The feud he's going to have with The Miz when they break up Miz and Morrison again is going to be fantastic. After that, I see him retiring, but...
Oh, my God. Look at...
That looks so stiff.
Both of... Oh, my God. Both of them just laid kicks to each other's chests.
And that was 9 seconds for John Morrison. 1 second longer than Eric Rowan. It was the 4th elimination for Brock Lesnar in a row.
And at that point right there, when he got eliminated and I was watching it live, Corey was just, this is stupid. They bring Morrison back. They just job him out. I'm like, Corey, shut up, dude.
Your brother's always been that way, though. I mean, come on.
Watch.
He's always kind of...
No, but I use him as an example for...
Oh, yeah.
He's not a casual fan. Yeah. He's not a casual fan. I'd call him a little bit more than a casual fan, but that is how the casual fan probably viewed this and views WWE. Oh, this is stupid. Vince doesn't do this. Vince doesn't do that. It's like, dude.
Have you ever heard of a website called Twitter?
It's like, dude, everybody wants to fantasy book. Everybody wants to do this. Everybody wants to do that. Just enjoy it, man.
Well,
like
the thing about it is we see entrant number 6 come out, and he's actually going to have one of the longer times in the Rumble. It's going to be Kofi Kingston, and I am so glad they're not just relegating him back to what he was. But
well, I mean, they are. He's in the New Day. That's it.
But still, like, they're still giving him a decent push. He's not like they didn't John Morrison him. You know what I mean? But you look at stuff like Wrestling Twitter, and it's so biased, and like you get stuff where, oh man, AEW's doing a tournament for their mid-card title, and that's amazing. Vince would have just fucked this all up. Like, guys, Vince has been doing this every year for decades, and it's never been all that terrible. Like,
oh, it's just like when that new thing pops up and you're like, oh, I liked it before everybody else started liking it, kind of thing. Like,
right. It's the instant gratification society.
Bad. And I love AEW. I'm not shitting on AEW either, but like, you guys, you're gonna watch it. Stop just trying to find things that suck about it. Just enjoy it for what it is my opinion on the matter.
By the way, as we see Kofi Kingston in the ring, and he goes back first into the turnbuckle. He has now appeared in 13 Royal Rumbles. Him and Dolph Ziggler have now moved into second place for the second most all time. Little bit of a trivia question for you there, Adam. Who's number 1?
Kane.
That's right. And here we see Rey Mysterio come out now. I'm not a big fan of his mask right here. It looks like he's rocking a mohawk with horns.
Well, I guess it's Batman. I don't really like his. I don't really like his whole gimmick. Not gimmick.
Yeah, I see it.
His outfit that he's going for in this era. I guess because he's getting a little older, little bigger, he's trying to cover up the top a little bit more. But the mohawk thing looks terrible. Take that off, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it may be something to add a little bit more weight to the mask to keep it from being so flimsy. Oh, that's just gotta hurt. Even if it is 195 pounds of Rey Mysterio coming at you.
And the thing is, like, Brock, like, he's older now. He works slower. But he knows he knows what to do. He's always in the right spot. He's always making a match mean something.
Now, I wonder if that is because
something.
I wonder how much of that has to do with the fact that he's got such a close relationship with Heyman. His haircut's atrocious, though. There is no fade.
It's different, man. It's something different.
There is no fade in that fade at all. Like,
dude, that's what you were rocking for like 5 years.
I was in the Marine Corps, and it was 6 years, jerk.
Whatever. I'm just saying. How are you going to be so hypocritical?
That's how I got the name Butters, don't you know?
Oh, I know.
Which, by the way, if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's my name, Ed Brickeen, or you can find the man called Butters. That's me.
Lordy.
So, we got Kofi and Rey in the ring, and then we're going to get, in 8 seconds, a new day partner. Kofi's not eliminated. He went underneath the bottom rope right there, guys, just if you're watching at home. And we are going to get a man who had his last name ripped away from him, Big E. Remember what his last name was?
What did you say?
Last name. What was Big E's last name? Langston. There you go. We're going to be filling you guys with all that kind of trivia here throughout this show today.
What do you think about like them having in these baseball stadiums now?
Be more specific.
The Royal Rumble. What do you think about them having the Rumble in like baseball stadiums?
It works if it's a dome. You know, if it's somewhere like, you know, the Bob, that's fine. But you can't have it at Busch. Not with all the open air, not with the weather as volatile as it is.
They've done it. That'd be awesome. Oh my God, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, let's have the Royal Rumble in January in St. Louis because it won't be 5 degrees. You know.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's a good point.
You know,
It'd still be cool. I'd freeze. All the wrestlers' nipples would be hard, very hard.
It's weird that you went there. It's really, and there goes Rey. He's gone.
Oh, what a spot there! That was awesome.
Rey lasted 2 minutes and 54 seconds. And Big E's gone. He lasted 53 seconds. Those are eliminations 6 and 7 for Brock.
And he's just eliminating them, and you're hating. You're like, God damn it! Like, I hate this guy. Like, why is this happening? That's the point, guys. You're supposed to hate him.
This proves that is it every 90 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say this proves that the clock is off because.
I'm sure it's still off sometime. Ooh.
Oh, and there's an F5 to the outside. Kofi Kingston lasts 5 minutes and 6 seconds. He is the longest one in the top 15, other than Lesnar. And he ranks 4th, 5th, 6th. He had the 10th longest time in the Rumble. Now we come out to entrant number 9, Cesaro.
He's about to get jobbed out hard.
This is another guy very underutilized. I think he could be one of the biggest stars, and I foresee him getting an Edge, Eddie Guerrero, JBL kind of push toward the end of his career, toward like just hey, thank you for everything you've done. Here's the title. We're going to give it to you for 6 months, and then maybe get...
That'll never happen. I'm going to tell you why. What's one thing? To be a top guy, what do you got to do?
Rip off somebody's catchphrase like you just did, but continue. Please enlighten me.
You got to be able to talk. Dude can't talk.
I mean,
when he does talk, it's just not. I'm not into it. I don't get anything out of it, man.
I'll tell you what. I wasn't into.
He's an awesome worker. He's a great indie worker. That's why people like him. But do it on the indies then. Like,
I wasn't a big fan of Daniel Bryan on the mic either. Like, his first
He
title
can
run...
actually talk, though.
His first title run, it did nothing for me. But, alright, so... Antonio Cesaro lasted 18 seconds. Oh, he had his first name ripped away from him. We're going to get an interesting dynamic with entrant number 10 right here. And no, it's not Ty Dillinger.
Oh, yeah, this was cool.
I thought this was a nice homage, especially to the non-casual wrestling fan who knew some of the history, which...
I was about to say that. Casual fans wouldn't get it, but like to people like us, we're like, man, that's cool that they did that.
Yeah, and you know what? Shelton Benjamin, I thought he had the world at his fingers. That handshake and the hug. I really hope something comes of this after Mania. Like, you know, I know Lesnar will never be...
Wouldn't that be... It ain't gonna happen, but that'd be so cool.
He'll never be a tag team wrestler, but boy... Bring back the Heyman family with Lesnar and Benjamin and maybe bring in an ECW star. Give them their own announcer. Maybe a guy that's doing a Fox show right now that is a Paul Heyman guy. If you catch where I'm going with that.
You're such a mark right now. You sound like the biggest mark.
I'm just saying, you cannot deny the day after Mania if Paul Heyman comes out with the Heyman family. Especially if Lesnar wins. Oh, good God. That first segment on Monday Night Raw after Mania, and it's Heyman standing out there with 5 or 6 guys. You know, Cesaro, Benjamin,
I would like it.
Lesnar.
That would be awesome. Curtis Axel? Throw Curtis Axel in there as the jobber?
Yeah, you can't... I mean, he would be the Scott Norton, I guess.
Oh, absolutely.
Or the Buff Bagwell, if you will.
Buff was the stuff.
Yeah, he ran out of stuff. Shelton Benjamin lasted 37 seconds. Speaking of underutilized talent, which has one of the best theme songs ever, I just don't get his character.
I like Shinsuke, and I do like this song too. I like that when he turned heel, they just added like Japanese lyrics.
The lyrics, to it. Yeah, definitely. And I'll tell you what, another guy that has a banging entrance music is, I guess he was his manager and now is the current Intercontinental Champion, Sami Zayn. His music,
Sami's alright.
I always kind of, and for some reason, get it confused with Becky Lynch, but I love his music.
Yeah. Crowd gets into it.
There's something to be said for him being a Caucasian minority, being where he's from, and all the work he does for his home country and his people. Sami Zayn is...
Where's he from? Like Syria or something?
Yeah, he's Syrian.
That's crazy.
Something needs to be said for what he's done for his people, especially with how bad. And there goes Nakamura, with how bad Syria can be at times.
Looking thing.
He lasted 20 seconds. That's elimination number 10 for Lesnar. Lesnar would in this Rumble set the record for number of eliminations in the Rumble. Officially, it's 13 solo eliminations. Because of the 12th elimination that he has, which I will not spoil it for you, but he does have 14, which gives him the record, including the Rumble at that show in Saudi Arabia where... was it Roman or Strowman? Strowman had 13. Lesnar now has 14, which, by the way, tell me that wouldn't be a good tag team name. Roman and Strowman. It just rolls off the tongue. It's beautiful. Look at this.
This is cool.
Montel Vontavious Porter. MVP. It's sad that... Where's his air up letters? Where's the tunnel?
He was a great... Man, back in 06, 07, when I was heavy into this, he was a great shit heel, man.
D'Lo Brown. He reminds me of D'Lo. If D'Lo would have been healthy, that's MVP.
Just give him a head bob. That is D'Lo.
I think he actually has the head bob. Look at Lesnar dancing.
Love it.
I saw an interview on Twitter. Well, it was a Twitter comments that MVP made that he said he did this so his kids could watch him wrestle. And you know what? I get that. He said he's not coming back or anything. Here we see him chasing Heyman around Paul Heyman is such a genius. Like, good God.
He's getting around there.
I mean, he just looks like a weasel, and it's beautiful.
Oh.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Heyman is Heyman's the best ever at what he does. Like, he is the best wrestling manager of all time, and it's not even close. That looked painful. It looked like he...
No. Stop it.
Paul Heyman is not the greatest manager of all time. Are you serious? There goes MVP.
Bobby Heenan. Bobby Heenan is number 1.
Debatable, but okay.
Jim Cornette is number 2.
Negative.
Heyman's probably 3.
You take out Midnight Express, and Cornette has done nothing.
What? You're a psychopath.
Just saying.
God damn!
And here, Keith freaking Lee. This guy is a superstar in the making. I wasn't high on him.
Pushing it.
Dan and Jaime love this guy. And they've loved this guy since we first started 3-4 years ago, whenever it was. Golly. They talked about this guy up one side and down the other, how great he was and how he's going to be a superstar, and I didn't believe him at all. I've seen him in NXT, and this guy is going to be a WWE champion someday.
3 years ago, 2017, when I went to WrestleMania, they have all these cards and stuff for indie wrestling, and he was on the indies, and it was the first night of anything we went to. In like the third match, I think it was him and Ricochet.
Oh, against each other.
Yeah, unreal.
Did you see what Lesnar just said?
No, I did not.
Who's this mother?
Oh yeah.
I mean, just this could main event WrestleMania next year, and I would be perfectly okay with that.
2 monsters, just huge individuals.
Like, look at that.
How old's Keith Lee? He can't be that old. I mean,
I'm not 100% sure, but you know that knee hurts, and you just see Lee just stand there, and none of him moved. Like, none of the skin moved, none of the ripples moved, and you know Lesnar laid it in there. But,
oh yeah.
Oh, what the hell was that? A somersault or a barrel roll? I guess.
I don't know what that was.
I think he tried for a somersault and it came out as a barrel roll. Either way, it looked... Ooh, that is a lot of poundage. A lot of force just hit that canvas right there.
See, man, when Lesnar wants to take a bump, too, he can take a bump. And he just works so differently. Like, he's so good. People don't give him any credit anymore because he's a heel. And he's a part-timer, but he's just so good.
Speaking of girth and poundage, Braun Strowman... He's out at number 14. And, good God.
The man. That is a man and a half.
But yeah, I mean, I have a question for you. Where is Lesnar gonna rank in the greatest of all time? I mean, you have guys like Flair, Hogan,
greatest
Sting,
of all time.
Fez,
top.
San Martino, Steamboat. Where's
I don't
Lesnar?
give Bruno Sammartino any credit. Like, he was champion forever, but those matches were awful.
Okay, we're gonna fight about that one in person. Like,
I'm
gonna
say
punch you in the
25.
face. I'm gonna punch you in the face for making that obscene comment. But please continue with your asinine argument.
I'd probably say top 25.
Top 25. He's not in the top 10.
No.
Is he over Cena?
No.
Hogan?
No.
Rock?
No.
Austin?
Hell no.
Macho Man?
Macho Man's one of my favorites ever, so no.
Steamboat?
Yeah.
He's over Steamboat, really?
Yeah. Drew a lot more money. A lot more money.
Ooh. I mean, I get what you're saying, and yeah, you're probably right, but
a lot more money.
That's a hot take. That's a pretty hot take, saying Lesnar's better than Steamboat.
I mean,
by the way,
I'm not discrediting Steamboat. Like, great worker, can't talk a lick.
Buddy, you're showing your age right here.
No, I'm not. Ed. I'm a historian on these things. Like, I've watched plenty.
Now, I'm going to interrupt you right here, but this showdown, this has the potential to headline a WrestleMania too. Maybe if Lee's not ready
Braun
for Lesnar,
does not work enough, man. He can do what he can do, but I would not put him.
When has Mania ever been about who a worker is, or how good of a worker somebody is?
Yeah, it has.
When has Mania ever been about that? It's about the spectacle.
The main event, you need workers because that main event's going to go 20 minutes.
Really? We need workers. Have you seen the last few main events? We
Workers.
had The Undertaker and Triple H. The Undertaker and Triple H.
When did that main event a WrestleMania?
3 years ago, I think. The farewell thing with.
It didn't.
It main evented 2 of them.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
It was the last match on the card.
Yes.
No, Undertaker and Triple H was never the last match on the card.
Okay, so changing gears, Keith Lee lasted 3 minutes and 32 seconds. He eliminated one person. He was eliminated by Lesnar and Strowman. Braun Strowman lasted 1 minute 48 seconds. He eliminated one person because you give Strowman credit for Lee and Lee credit for Strowman. Both got assists from Brock Lesnar. You give him a full credit for one. That's how he gets the 14. In the ring now we have Ricochet. Is he or is he not a king? Wasn't he
Absolutely.
King? Wasn't he King Ricochet for a while?
He actually was when I watched him and him and Keith Lee.
Okay, so I have a question for you because it's so controversial. The bullet ricocheting at the beginning of his entrance music, is it needed or no? Because I remember Twitter kind of went ablaze when they added it in there, and it was not a popular decision.
I don't even think I know about this.
Yeah, he didn't have the pew at the beginning of his entrance music, and now he does. And Twitter was a little up in arms about it.
I don't see anything wrong with it. It's his gimmick, man.
The 16th entrant into the Royal Rumble is none other than Drew McIntyre. We have 3 minutes. Oh yeah, this is going to be. This should go on last, correct?
I think it should.
I mean, given the fact that Goldberg's opponent is Strowman, and it is Strowman now, isn't it?
That's what I've heard.
So it's going to be Strowman.
I think that'll main event night 1 probably. That or Charlotte and Rhea Ripley maybe or something of that nature.
That's tough. You can't go wrong either way. Oh, was that a kick to the?
Oh, look at that!
Oh, Lesnar's out. Lesnar is down. Down
look
goes
at the crowd.
Lesnar.
Look at the crowd. They're going crazy. It's that right there. That whole build for the first half of that whole match is to get to that, and that's an awesome moment. And people don't see that. Like they just bitch about the first 20 minutes, but they get a great moment. Just invest yourself in it.
I like to think of it as the Michael Bay Society, where it's instant gratification. A movie sucks. Oh, this sucks. This sucks. This sucks. Oh, hey, here's an explosion. Oh, that was pretty cool. And you just
Michael Bay's terrible, dog. Transformers is all terrible.
Well, that's because there's an explosion every 5 minutes. There's no plot line because everything has to blow up to keep the audience entertained.
It's horrible, man.
I mean, Pearl Harbor, but that sucks too. So, you know. Oh, now we got Ricochet and McIntyre. This is another match that... And you know what? I will say something. How bad do you feel for Heath Slater?
Why do I feel bad for Heath Slater? He's got kids, man.
But still, oh, wow. He cleared that top rope by 3 feet.
Just tossed him.
I mean, just ridiculous. Ricochet is out. He lasted 3 minutes and 9 seconds. He eliminated nobody and was eliminated by Drew McIntyre. That was McIntyre's second elimination. No, you feel bad for Heath Slater because out of the members of 3MB, okay? Jinder Mahal, lengthy title reign. Drew McIntyre, it seems primed to have a lengthy title reign. And here you got Heath Slater, whose claim to fame is having kids.
I don't feel bad for him at all. He's getting paid.
Yeah, okay, now this is... I wonder how much those glasses are going to go on eBay for.
Probably $0 because The Miz is trash.
Oh, dude, he is so over, and he's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorites. I actually,
he's the most hated.
I actually talked to him for like 5 seconds. Really cool guy. He's probably
the most. All that in 5 seconds?
He's probably the most famous wrestler that I've ever had an interaction with, other than when R-Truth gave me the finger after he cut me off outside of a house show in Wheeling. Yeah, so... No, we're driving back behind West Banco Arena, and he pulls out in front of me. I honk my horn, and clear as day, he smiles and gives me the finger as he finishes pulling out in front of me. I talk to my wife at the time, and I say, "Oh man, that's R-Truth," and she goes, "Yeah, and he'll kick your ass if you do that again." I was like, "Yeah, you're probably right."
Nice car, or was it a rental?
Oh no, he had a rental car. It was a rental car. We just saw The Miz get eliminated. He lasted 30 seconds. Drew McIntyre took care of him. As here you see more stare downs between.
Yeah, they're really selling this.
Do you blame them? This is the main event of Mania, dude. I mean,
when you look back, you obviously you see what they're doing.
Like, there was no build up whatsoever as far as who McIntyre was going to choose and who he was going to challenge.
There was no build up on who was the favorite to win. Yeah, you thought McIntyre, maybe you thought a lot of people, you just didn't know. Like,
I mean,
those are the best rumbles to me. Is when there's just no clear cut. Like, a lot of years you're like, oh, it's Roman or whoever the case may be. But
you could look at it and make a case for McIntyre. You could say AJ was getting that kind of pseudo push. You knew Dolph wasn't going to get it. You had the surprise, which we're going to get to later. There was Roman. You could have made Kevin Owens. Aleister Black would have been an interesting choice. Seth Rollins. Like, there's a good 6 or 7 guys that, going into it, you could have argued quite vehemently, we're going to win. Yeah. We're going to win, including Lesnar himself. Like,
yeah.
Because that's 6 weeks of television that would have wrote itself. Brock Lesnar coming out, I have no challenger. Nobody can challenge me. I'm going to challenge myself. And I'm just going to lay in the ring with my shoulders down. I'm going to put a finger on my chest. I'm going to win it, and I'm still going to be champion. That'll be my WrestleMania moment. Heyman could have talked for years, and I'd have watched it. And it would have been great. You have AJ coming back. Instant face turn as far as, can he climb the mountain again? Can he, you have all that stuff. You could have had, let's see, who else? Randy Orton. One last time, even though I don't think he's ever going to retire. Roman Reigns coming back from leukemia to get his title back. Kevin Owens, he may be one of the most over guys right now. Aleister Black finally climbing the mountain. Seth Rollins, the Messiah, taking down Lesnar again at a Mania. There's so much that could have gone there. But I think the right guy won. And we're going to get to that here after a minute. Oh, what's he going for? Is that the calf killer? Is he going for the calf killer?
I don't know why. It's a rumble, AJ.
Kurt Angle did this all the time. Hey, I'm going to get somebody in the ankle lock in the middle of the Royal Rumble. Okay. Here's another guy I feel is very underutilized. Like, he had a world title run, but he's probably going to fall into that JBL category of, before his career's over, he'll get one run with a title as a thank you, and that'll be it. And it'll be, somewhere May through September. He may get to main event of SummerSlam, and that'll be it.
No, he won't.
I think that's what the plans are.
You think that's what the plans are? I thought that was what the plan was for Cesaro and all the other people who just are good workers. But
Cesaro and Ziggler are going to main event SummerSlam 3 years from now for the WWE Universal Championship. Book it.
Book it.
Book it. Now, here's a question for you. Are you Team Otis or Team Ziggler?
Otis, man. You see that belly?
Oh, my God. I love Otis so much. And Mandy Rose did him so dirty.
That's the point.
Like, oh, man, just so dirty. I'm trying to stay in kayfabe here, dude. I mean, come on now. But just
I'm not. I'm never in kayfabe. I talk about the business. I talk about behind the scenes as much.
Maybe I need to get your brother on here because I know he was too kayfabe to care. Shout out to you, Corey. I miss hearing your show, bud.
That's a good plug.
Here we got AJ getting some reinforcements in the form of Carl Anderson. Now, Anderson is actually going to last longer than, and let's read off some of these names here, John Morrison, Kofi Kingston, Rey Mysterio, Big E Langston, Cesaro, And let's see. He's going to last longer than King Corbin, Matt Riddle, Luke Gallows, Kevin Owens, Aleister Black, Samoa Joe, and Seth Rollins. He's going to last longer than all of those. Carl Anderson is going to last that long. In fact...
Well, yeah, because he's got a buddy with him.
Yeah, he's going to... well, we're just going to say he lasted 9 minutes and 46 seconds, which is good for second, third, fifth... Yep, the 6th longest time in the Rumble. Carl Anderson is the 6th longest time, and I guess you can file him under that. They seems to be 1 or 2 every year that just lasts much longer than what they should given their spot on the card. For a long time it was Ziggler, and then it was Kofi. Shelton Benjamin had that spot for a little while, where it's just like, hey, this guy is an up-and-comer, and he's got potential. Oh, see, poor choice by Ziggler there, and Anderson completely missed that kick. Why wouldn't you skin the cat? I mean, you're compared to Shawn Michaels all the time. Just go ahead and give him homage and let him do it.
Did you know the gimmick that all the Andersons are related in wrestling?
Yeah, it's something
like Arn Anderson, Ole Anderson. Oh, there he is!
You think you know me? That is such a thing where I work on our night shift.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's a mark out moment right there, man.
Oh, the greatest thing, it's a true mark out
moment. Look at that
guy. When you see stuff like that, and when you have them pan the crowd, and you just see this average white person go, "Oh my God!"
This average white person, and he gets the pirate.
Well, of course, because it's part of him. It's his mystique. He has to have it.
I love it.
Oh my gosh! Just even watching this again, chills. When I watched this the first time.
And then they just completely missed this first spear. They might have edited it differently now.
Oh yeah, this was such a thing.
Live, they missed it completely. See, that's the one they missed.
Yeah, they definitely put that back into the replay.
What a spear, though! I mean,
it shows he still has it. He's another one. There are a few times in and now I'm not ashamed to admit I cry a fair amount. Sports really hits me at home. In fact, I was watching a video on Twitter where it was the Clydesdales going around the warning track at Busch Stadium, and me and my dad, that was our thing, and my dad passed away in December, and even now I'm starting to tear up a bit, but there are a few times in wrestling where I legit broke down. I'm Sorry, I Love You, when they retired Ric Flair, Daniel Bryan's retirement, the death of Eddie Guerrero, that whole tribute show. But when Edge retired, Edge was my favorite wrestler since I started watching wrestling back in 2001. Back when he was the king of the ring and had Christian carry around the trophy. Edge was my guy. And when he retired, I died inside. And to watch him come back, it was a special moment, to say the least.
Man, he's getting that pop it too.
Oh yeah, he deserves it.
I wish he wouldn't have, or whoever tweeted a day or two before the Rumble, he had his gear and stuff in a hotel room, just looking at it. I wish it would have been stone cold, nobody knew at all.
Yeah,
but it was still great.
And now we have the jackass of professional wrestling, Baron Corbin.
He's a great heel.
Oh, he does his job very well. Do you remember him as an NFL player?
I mean, I didn't watch it. No, I don't remember him. I know he was in the NFL, or practice squad or something.
Arizona Cardinals, actually.
Yeah, the Cardinals. There you go.
What is his real name? Isn't it something ridiculously, weird?
I don't think so. I think it's pretty normal.
Huh.
I can Google.
Yeah, that's what we got cell phones for.
Take a gander.
Are you Googling it right now?
Yeah. His name is Thomas Pastock.
Yeah. That name sounds familiar. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. But either way...
Kansas. Ugh, Kansas. Disgusting.
I always thought that those spots were so dumb. The guy's just sitting there at the top rope, not being able to get pushed off. Oh, AJ's down. AJ Styles.
That spot's stupid, and the spot where the guy will get up on the second rope when the guy's in the corner and give him 10 punches to the head.
Yeah.
The dumbest.
AJ gets eliminated after 7 minutes and 49 seconds. He came in at number 18. He had no eliminations. So there we go. Bye-bye, AJ. Next man coming down to the ring is none other than... Bro!
I met him in Orlando as well.
Oh, did you?
He had just taken a pile driver through a table from Drew McIntyre, actually.
No kidding.
Yeah, and then my buddy wanted a shirt from him, and he signed it, and he was wearing like a little neck brace looking thing, selling the gimmick.
This right here, this is another one that I just completely had no respect for. That spot where the guy's just... spider crawling onto the top rope and just hanging on.
Terrible. Yeah, it's terrible. Look at him flip his sandals off. I love it.
Oh my gosh. Like, it bothers me that he doesn't come out to the Beach Boys. Like, I feel like that is a mistake on the WWE's part not to have him come out to, like, California Girls or something. Or Good Vibrations. Like, he should totally come out to Good Vibrations. Like... And just that part where they're playing the theremin, that wah 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 wah, like that should be the beginning.
They would have to pay for the rights.
Pay for them.
You gonna pay for it?
I mean, there's Corbin being a heel. Bye bye Matt Riddle. He lasted.
Heel.
How long did he last there, Adam?
Not even a minute.
41 glorious seconds.
Yes.
He was eliminated by Baron Corbin, and that would be Corbin's only elimination of the match. So we still have 5 people in it. McIntyre, Edge, Anderson, Corbin, and Ziggler. And now we have another entrant.
Another OC, buddy. What's with the
Oakland Raiders face paint? I figured you'd be all about that.
Well, it's usually not silver, but I just don't get it. I don't get the gimmick there on that one.
Is he trying to be Hawk? Or
is it something they did in Japan, maybe, that only Dave Meltzer cares about? Or
I mean, he probably got an 8-star match when he wore it, so that's why he still wears it. I don't know. I've been listening to a lot of 83 Weeks with Eric Bischoff, and I used to like Uncle Dave. But Uncle Dave is kind of soured on me thanks to that show.
Uncle Dave's a dick.
Hey, now, we can't say that. That's slander.
No,
come on, skin the cat.
It's freedom of speech.
And there goes Baron Corbin. Corbin is eliminated 4 minutes and 6 seconds after he got in the ring. His one elimination was Matt Riddle. There are 5 guys in the ring right now with the OC, Ziggler, McIntyre, and Edge. Oh, textbook elimination right there. Big man on big man. That was beautiful. That was very well done.
I've always liked the Magic Killer.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's all right. I get that. In reality, why would you just suplex him? You're gonna get the same effect. But it just looks cool.
Now, what did you say that the name of that was called? The Magic Killer? Well, how about a different kind of killer? The Legend Killer. And that's who we have right now. St. Louis's own, our hometown boy, Randall Kenneth Orton.
I saw him a few months ago in St. Charles, actually.
No kidding. You want to know something that's really cool? My grandfather drove a cab and was one of the preferred cabbies for the 123 Wrestling Club in St. Louis. And when he was in town, Cowboy Bob Orton used to ride in my grandfather's cab.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he used to have some stories.
What was it? God damn, I've been wearing this cast for 20 years.
Edge and Orton bringing back a little rated RKO eliminates the OC, so they're both gone. Let's see, when did they come in? Carl Anderson.
This was a great moment.
It truly was. Carl Anderson lasted 9 minutes and 46 seconds, had no eliminations. Luke Gallows lasted a full 2 minutes. He had no eliminations. Orton did Anderson. Edge did Gallows. So we're back to 4 guys in the ring. Ziggler, McIntyre, Orton, and Edge as they take turns in opposite corners. Edge and Orton stomping out their opponents. We have another big name coming out to the ring now. How do you feel about this guy, Adam?
Without big name. He's the big dog.
Without using his name, how do you feel about this guy?
How do I feel about him? I like him more now.
Now, is it a smart decision pulling out of Mania like he did?
Ethically, yeah, but like, call me old school, I would have went.
Yeah, I mean, it's WrestleMania. I mean, I get why he did it, and it's a good PR stunt, and it'll make him over like crazy. But
well, I don't think it's gonna make him over. Like, sorry, I hate to say it like this, but leukemia got him over. Like,
you're right. As they're speaking of going over, Dolph Ziggler goes over the top rope. So he is done. Ziggler lasted 12 minutes and 20 seconds. He eliminated nobody. Who has a better spear, Roman Reigns or Edge?
Edge.
How about Edge or Goldberg?
Goldberg.
Really? Better than Edge's?
Oh. Goldberg's is real.
Oh, that's true. Oh, man, the no-show of the chop. Really? I mean, I guess if you're wearing the D-Lo chest protector, it doesn't hurt, but still. All right, we got 4 more seconds until the next man comes out. Ooh. Now, this is a guy I'm super high on, and I really hope nothing but good things happen to him. And his shirts are freaking fantastic. Stun, Owens, stun. Kevin Owens on his way to the ring.
Kevin Owens is every middle-aged man's, like, idol.
Oh, hey, have you seen his wife? Like, he outkicked his coverage on that one.
Good for him.
So
he was like out of commission for a few months at one point. He got so many more tattoos.
I mean, he is the everyman that Daniel Bryan was when Daniel Bryan got his major shot. He's the everyman that every massive star has been.
Yeah.
And then let's see, is he gonna? Oh, there's the stunner.
So his pop-up powerbomb is like his 2 count now, right? I guess.
You mean?
Or is that his finisher?
In the terms of the WWE video games, is it his signature maneuver? I would think, or his secondary finisher.
Maneuver. Oh, what a maneuver!
Vintage Owens.
I hate when Cole says vintage Orton. I want to just drop him every time.
For the longest time, Michael Cole saying, "That is vintage," was in the entrance to this show. And I still may use it again.
That or like Dolph would always put a sleeper on, and the patented sleeper hold.
Shades of Arn Anderson with that spine buster.
Yeah, good. Shades of AA Arn Anderson. Go away.
Is it any worse than the catchphrases JR used to use? As now in the ring we have Aleister Black doing Aleister Black things.
But JR is like, I mean, he had a southern twang to him. Anything is better southern. Fresh.
Hey, that's not nice.
And
it's not correct. I'll tell you what, that could be a sneaky good match right there. Kevin Owens and Aleister Black. You put the Intercontinental Championship in there and you got yourself some meat on that bone, let me tell you.
You don't need a title.
No, but the Intercontinental title always seems to make a good match great and a great match phenomenal. You know?
Just because, like, work rate, I guess you're meaning?
It's the highest quality title in wrestling?
No, it's not. Stop it.
It is
titles don't matter.
It's okay. Stay in kayfabe, jerkface.
I can't. I'm sorry. It's
all right. So we actually have the most amount of men in the ring as soon as number 7 makes his way in, and this was another surprise at the number 29 spot because a lot of people thought he was done, and he's another guy that I think came over from TNA very underutilized. In fact, the only real star from TNA that made anything of himself has been AJ. I mean. Can you think of anybody else?
NXT wise, Samoa Joe got
on the main roster. On the main roster, the only real big Impact star that came over that's done anything has been AJ.
No, I don't. I don't agree. Into what terms? Like just championships or
world title?
Oh well, if that's all you're looking at, that's a
main event picture. Joe was never in the main event picture. Bobby Roode was never in the main event picture. James Storm.
Yeah, Joe beat Brock Lesnar for the title. At Great Balls of Fire.
Okay, yeah, I guess that counts. All right, so Joe. How long did Joe have the title? 2 weeks.
He didn't have the title. He just faced Lesnar for the title.
Okay, now this is another. That could be a decent tag team right there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Lee.
Well, aren't they like kind of like together at this point? Like, because they're going against Seth and his old disciple crew, Messiah. You know.
Yeah, I guess you could say they are.
I mean, they tag together. They're not a tag team. And here's the man, the best performer in the WWE.
Buddy Murphy?
No, shut up.
No, I mean, I like Buddy Murphy's addition into that with Akam and Razor.
I like it. I like Buddy Murphy in there because he just looks like a grimy henchman. You know what I mean? Like
like something straight out of Gangs of New York.
Right. Put one of them hats on him.
The thing that bothers me about AOP, where's Paul Ellering? They should have never taken Paul Ellering away from AOP.
What about Rockstar Spud, man?
Okay, I stand by what I said. Rockstar.
When Paul Ellering was there and they had the gimmick in NXT like that, it was a complete gimmick. It was awesome.
Rockstar Spud should still be challenging R-Truth for the 24/7 championship. That is his spot in the world of wrestling, and he never needs to leave it.
It's a comedic spot.
Yeah, he never needs to leave it. He is.
No, I agree. That was entertaining stuff.
That's just where he needs to be. The fact that AOP and Buddy Murphy are not also in this match bothers me a lot too. Like, I don't know who you would take out, and maybe it's time for the Rumble to go 40 people.
No, 30's fine, man.
But they all should have been in this match. It would have made the build-up so much better.
No, they're his henchmen. They don't need to be in the match.
But that's the thing. When you have a faction like this, you have the henchmen in there, and then you have the slimy heel kind of.
They are there. Out. They're helping you.
No, but you have them in the match too. You have them save him from being eliminated. I mean, I guess you're right.
Waste the spots.
I guess you're right in the end, but I mean,
because like as we'll see, because I at least I think this is what they do. Like they'll help him at points when he's about to get thrown out and stuff like that.
Right. But
so it just gives the heel more advantages. Like
one thing I wanted to ask you about. Oh, like right there.
There it is. Yeah. Like there. He just knocked Buddy Murphy just knocked him off. Perfect.
One thing I wanted to ask you. How long, and there goes Aleister Black, he's done. Black lasted a grand total of 5 minutes and 6 seconds, and he had 0 eliminations. How long would they have run with the Shield breaking up, coming together, breaking up thing, if Dean Ambrose would have stayed?
How long would they?
How long, would this be a decade-long thing where they just keep reuniting to break up, and there goes Kevin Owens.
Well, yeah, I mean, probably every 3 years or whatever, hey, it's been long enough, let's bring him back for a little run real quick.
Kevin Owens lasted 6 minutes and 59 seconds and was almost had an elimination of Seth, but he was saved by Akam and Razor. Buddy Murphy just took a right hand to the face. Tyler Black just eliminated Samoa Joe. I'm sorry, Seth Rollins just eliminated Samoa Joe. Black. Joe lasted 4 minutes and 25 seconds and had 0 eliminations. If you look around this ring, with the exception of Roman, there's a lot of, especially in the last 5 or 10 minutes, there's a lot of indie girth in that ring.
What do you mean?
A lot of guys on the independents that did exceptionally well.
I mean, Seth was only on the indies for not a ton of time.
Ring of Honor champion? I mean, I count that as doing well. Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe.
Do well. I'm saying he's been in WWE since 2011. He's been there a long time.
So?
So he was in the Indies for like a year or two.
RVD was with the WWE for 20 years. Do you discount what he did? Apparently, Orton, is he gone?
RVD was not in the WWE for 20 years.
2001?
One till 2007, and then he came back from 13 to 14.
He's still on the periphery, I guess.
So, 7 years, 20 years, same.
Yeah, I mean, come on. It's wrestling. He never left. He just went on vacation.
Like The Undertaker. The Undertaker, he's not dead. He'll never die. He's not dead already.
I mean, he went on vacation for 9 years in Nashville. Or 6 years, or whatever. He was serving a marijuana suspension.
He was on double secret probation.
You see, oh, very nice. See, this tease right here, if you take, let's say, Randy Orton out of this and put Drew McIntyre into that, or, take Orton out of it and put Ambrose in there, boy, that could have been another pop spot,
Yeah.
Oh, and then the dismantling of Seth Rollins was beautiful.
These last 5, the rest of this Rumble is just quality stuff. Like, this is Seth. You just come up taking everything.
There's the Claymore, and there goes the Monday Night Messiah. Seth's gone. He lasted 4 minutes and 1 second. He eliminated 3 people and was eliminated by Drew McIntyre. And we have look at this Final 4. Look at this Final 4.
And we always get down to the Final 4, man.
We have wrestling's past versus wrestling's present. And arguably maybe wrestling's future with McIntyre, although I think Reigns is younger. But still.
McIntyre's in his mid-30s. Reigns is kind of in his early 30s as well, I think. Though.
Yeah, but either way, I mean, past versus future. Boy.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
I mean, you have Edge, who is arguably the greatest heel of his generation, and Orton, who is arguably the greatest heel of his generation, and one of the most gifted guys to ever be in the ring against McIntyre and Reigns. I mean, we know Reigns' story, and McIntyre, I think his best years are ahead of him, because I refuse to believe he peaked with 3MB. But, RKO out of nowhere!
I wish people would take the RKO with get your legs out there. Don't bend your knee when you're doing it. Kick your legs out.
See, here's where you know Orton.
I say that from somebody who's never taken a bump before.
Yeah, I mean.
But would I take a bump? Absolutely.
No, never. Nope.
I won't.
I'm too old, man. I'm too broken.
I'm 26, man. I'm a young pup.
Hold on. I just saw something on your arm that I have to address right now. That tattoo, is that Ezekiel 25:25?
25:17, but yes, you know what it is.
The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides.
Yep.
That's quality. It is 25:17, isn't it? Yeah.
That was my first tattoo ever, and I now have 14.
That may be the next one I get. I mean, I still got to get Butters and Professor Chaos on my shoulders, but yeah.
Oh, you're actually getting those pictures?
Yeah, that's happening. That's gonna happen. It's already been decided. Like, I've already gotten permission from the woman. It's happening. All right. So we're down to 4, and we're gonna see a betrayal right here. And there it is. That sets up the next 6 weeks of television and a match that I am personally excited for coming up. You think this goes Saturday or Sunday? Sunday, right? You think it has to go Sunday?
Sunday for sure, and to me it's it's what I'm looking forward to absolutely most.
All right, we're going to pick that match here in about 10 minutes from now, right at the end of the show. But Randy Orton just got eliminated. Orton lasted 14 minutes and 37 seconds. The 4th longest time in the Rumble. He eliminated one person, and that was Carl Anderson. So we're left with Edge and Reigns, and who's the other guy?
Drew,
that's right. But now we're seeing Edge and Reigns right here getting a stare-off. This is past and present right here. Both guys overcoming serious medical issues, just trading shots in the middle of the ring. Now,
the Superman punch.
Who was Edge's biggest rival? Besides
Cena.
Matt Hardy.
Cena.
You think it was John Cena?
Yeah, man. In 06, that was like their whole thing.
Okay, who was CM Punk's biggest rival? John Cena.
Well, yeah, with that 2011 gimmick, I was going to say Triple H.
The Authority, yeah, I get it, but the point I'm trying to make is there goes, well, nope, he hung on. John Cena has more, he is the biggest rival of more major superstars than anybody else. Like, you look at Ric Flair.
Oh, yeah. I can understand that.
You know, I mean, Ric Flair had, Dusty Rhodes, Ricky Steamboat, and maybe Harley Race, right? And all three can be argued it was somebody else, with maybe the exception of Dusty Rhodes. Terry Funk, you can argue it was a host of other people, too.
No, I'm saying Terry Funk and Rick.
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying you could say that Terry Funk had the Briscoes, you know? There goes Edge. Or did he go over the top rope?
Yeah, he's out.
Okay, so Edge is gone 23 minutes, 43 seconds. The third longest time in the Rumble. He eliminated 3 people, AJ, Luke Gallows, and Randy Orton. So we're left with just 2, Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. Drew perching on the top rope.
Stupidest spot right here. This is so bad.
Like, nope, back elbow, he stays in. Here comes the Claymore kick. Oh, good gravy, he took his head off. And out goes the big dog. It's now Drew McIntyre's yard. He survives. Call the match.
The crowd loves it, man.
It is the first time the number 16 seed is won in the Rumble. The 18th winner to choose the WWE Championship. That's what McIntyre did at Mania this year. He had the longest time this year at 34 minutes and 11 seconds. That is 14 minutes and 20 seconds short of being in the top 20 all time. And we already mentioned Lesnar had the most amount of eliminations in any Rumble match ever. Orton, with his time this year at 14 minutes and 37 seconds, has moved into the 4th most cumulative time in a Royal Rumble with 3 hours, 33 minutes, and 41 seconds. Now, before we pick WrestleMania, Adam, one trivia question for you. Where was the first official Royal Rumble type match, over the top rope, Rumble, whatever you want to call it? Where was the first match held, and who won it?
It was somewhere in New York, I believe, and it was John Studd.
Negative.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan then.
Negative. The first ever over the top rope Battle Royal.
Oh, you're saying Battle Royal? I thought we were talking like an actual Royal Rumble.
It's the same premise. It's the same rules.
It's not. A Battle Royal, everybody's in the match.
No, it's the first one of these kind of rules where somebody was released in a set time period.
Fair enough.
It was held on October 4th, 1987. That would be 8 days before I was born, in St. Louis, Missouri, at the St. Louis Arena, and it was won by the Junkyard Dog. So how about that?
Who would have known?
All right, now before we end out this show, we're gonna make our WrestleMania predictions. Adam, are you ready?
Let me say one more thing here. Look at the crowd here. If you're still watching,
oh, it's beautiful.
The emotion that will not be at WrestleMania, and that's going to be a huge part. It's a huge part of it's wrestling show, but it's just very hard to look past. I'm going to try to, but
they could have 5-star They could have 16 5-star matches, and it would still be the worst WrestleMania of all time.
Yep.
But all right, you ready to pick the Royal or the Royal Rumble? Jesus, you ready to pick WrestleMania?
Yes, sir.
Okay. First up on my list, Rhea Ripley, the NXT Women's Champion, will take on Charlotte Flair. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go Ripley. I just think I don't know why they would give the title back to Charlotte and just put Rhea over.
I'm going to go with Charlotte Flair just because she's my woman, and I love her. Brock Lesnar will face Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. I think I know where you're going. Drew?
McIntyre? Yeah, I'm going McIntyre.
Yeah, that makes an agreement for both of us. Goldberg, the Universal Champion, is going to go up against Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Okay, so who you got?
I got Goldberg.
Ooh, I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to go with Strowman because I don't think Goldberg is going to be around after Mania.
I don't think I think Roman was going to win, but after that, I'm just like, they're like, let's ride it out. Let's ride this virus out until we have fans again, and give it to Roman then, and get Goldberg off then, let him go another month. I think.
Well, is there another Saudi Arabia show coming?
Probably. I don't know.
They'll probably, you know what? Goldberg may get it until the coronavirus is over and they go back to Saudi Arabia. Okay, so we have the vampire Shayna Baszler taking on, the most beautiful woman in professional wrestling, Becky Lynch. Who do you have there, Adam?
Shayna.
I think she's too gimmicky to go over at Mania. I'm going to go with Becky. What the hell is a Firefly Funhouse match?
It's a house that's fun, and there's fireflies in it.
Will puppets be maimed in this match? Yes or no?
We can only hope.
Okay, that's not a yes or no answer. Bray Wyatt is taking on John Cena in a Firefly Funhouse match. Wyatt, right?
Yeah, it has to. You put him over, man. Cena's not here all the time. You got to put him over.
Okay, in a match where they just had to get somebody on the card, Bayley is going to defend her SmackDown Women's Championship against Lacey Evans, Naomi, Sasha Banks, and Tamina. Who you got?
I mean, there's only one person that even would have a chance, but I think they should keep going with Bayley.
I'm going to say this is the feud that they are going to ride into for the first couple of months to keep the SmackDown Women's Championship relevant. I'm going to go with Sasha here.
Ugh.
All right, so we have The Undertaker versus AJ Styles in another, what the hell is this match? A Boneyard match. This is just buried alive, right?
You want me to explain it?
Well, enlighten me, yes.
It's a yard with bones.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam right there, he's a genius. Who do you got?
I gotta go Taker. I just don't. I can't see them giving him more L's at Mania.
See, I'm torn on this one. I'm gonna go with AJ here, but I like your reasoning behind picking The Undertaker. All right, Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins in a match I feel should have a belt with it. Adam, who you got?
I mean, you already know who I have.
No, I don't. Enlighten me.
My favorite wrestler, Seth Rollins.
Yeah, we're gonna disagree on this one as well. I'm going KO here, bud.
I'm not picking against my boy.
All right, The Miz and John Morrison will defend their SmackDown Tag Team Championships against Big E and Kofi Kingston of the New Day, and the Usos in a ladder match. Before you tell me who you got, will we see Xavier Woods make an appearance? Yes or no?
Doubtful.
That's not yes or no.
No.
Okay. Who do you have?
I'm going to pick... I want Miz and Morrison to win, but I think they're going to pick the New Day to give them some shine at Mania.
I think that's what they had last year. I'm going to go off the board. I'm going to go with the Usos. Just because I need to get something wrong, because I'm going to be right on the rest of this. The Street Profits will defend their Raw Tag Team Championships in an indefinite pre-show match against Austin Theory and Angel Garza.
I don't care. I'm not even going to pick.
It's got to be the Street Profits, right? That's what I'm putting you down for.
I don't care.
I mean, you have a tag team where neither of these guys were in this tag team 3 weeks ago. Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley. And
let me say something for a second. At one point, I believe the U.S. title was supposed to be up for grabs in a fatal four-way.
Yes.
And it was supposed to be like Ray, Garza, Carrillo, and Andrade, which would just be. My thought, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be awesome. It would be like a luchador match at WCW, like a car crash. It'll be awesome. And then it didn't happen. But
the U.S. title, I don't even see on the card. So
I don't think they did. I don't think they even put it on the card.
Who is even the U.S. champion?
Andrade, I think.
Well, he's 6, so there's that.
Yeah,
Aleister
exactly.
Black is going to take on Bobby Lashley in a match that could steal the show, at least on its given day, probably Saturday. Who you got?
I know you're joking, right?
I'm telling you, I think this could be sneaky good.
Bobby's past his prime, man. I used to love Bobby Lashley, but he's past it. I hope they go with Black. I'm gonna pick Black.
I'm gonna agree with you there as well. All right, so we have Elias versus Baron Corbin. In a match that I really hope Elias wins.
No, Corbin's winning it.
You think Corbin's gonna do it?
If you look at the opponent for Corbin, this is how I feel like they think about wins and losses for Corbin. Is it a credible opponent, but not like top notch? You know, so and that's what I think Elias is. He's a credible opponent, but not top notch. Get a win for Corbin, keep him as a strong heel.
I think you could see the patented, let's bring out a bunch of legends to beat the hell out of the heel. And I think Baron Corbin draws that duty once again. Edge and Orton in, I know, the match you said you're most excited about.
Absolutely.
I know who I'm going with, and I'm seriously torn. Like, this will be probably the reason I watch WrestleMania, maybe individually. Who do you have?
Well, to break kayfabe for the 10,000th time today.
If you spoil this, I swear to God, I'm coming home to beat you.
I'm not saying I know who's winning or anything, but I do know Edge signed a 3-year contract, so I'm going Edge.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you, but
you just gotta get him a good win, get him on to the next story.
I wouldn't be sad. I wouldn't be sad if either guy won this match.
I think they'll keep actually going with it because they usually do that for the next pay-per-view. Like,
yeah.
I remember back in the day, like WrestleMania ends all feuds, and then next month, Backlash, we have the same exact card.
Well, this is a last man standing match. And another question for you: what are the odds we see Christian help out Edge here?
That'd be cool.
I'd be okay with that.
I bet Beth is in it. I bet Beth.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see Orton. Like, Beth's gonna be in the audience, and Orton's gonna have a chair, and just like beat on Edge and scream at her, "I love him more than you do," as he hits him.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all. I didn't get that reasoning at all.
Well, that's a different story for a different time. Sami Zayn will defend his Intercontinental Championship against Daniel Bryan in another match that could steal the show. Who do you got?
I agree. If they actually gave them the time, which I don't think they will because it's not built up enough, they could steal the show. But I'll go Bryan.
Is this the match that Shinsuke turns on Sami Zayn?
No. And one other thing, that Intercontinental Championship, the most ugly Intercontinental Championship ever.
I will agree with you on that, because my favorite is by far the Oval. The Kabuki Warriors are going to defend their Women's Tag Team Championships against Alexa Bliss and the very underrated Nikki Cross, in both appearance and work. Who do you have?
Kabuki.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that, but God, I love me some Nikki.
Nah.
Yeah. Otis Otis defends his pride against Dolph Ziggler and Mandy Rose. This, like, I have been angry a lot. I'm a very angry person, so I'm told. I have never been more angry in professional wrestling than when Dolph Ziggler took the date from Otis. I was pissed. Like, I was legit pissed. Adam, who do you have?
This could be the best payoff of the whole weekend. Otis gets Mandy and gets the W.
I don't think he's going to get Mandy, but I think he's going to beat the tar out of Dolph. But I think Dolph's going to win this by disqualification, because Otis is going to go against the referee's rules and just continue to beat the hell out of him.
All right.
I think we're going to see Dolph by DQ. All right, we've made our Mania picks. We broke down on a watch-along that I hope we actually did right.
Fingers crossed.
The 2020 Royal Rumble match. Adam, let's give a little tease. What do you want to watch next?
Oh, man, you put me on the spot. So we've been talking about this, and I like doing some shows because the shows we try to keep it to like an hour and a half. But I like to do some pay-per-views, like the good matches, and we could skip through them. And we were thinking about WrestleManias, but WrestleManias will be gone at that point. Maybe like an Extreme Rules or something, or the One Night Stand we were talking about.
Let's do the One Night Stand. We'll go the last 3 matches of 2005. Which
it's only like a 2-hour show, or maybe it's more. I don't know. We can talk about it.
We'll figure it out, but it will definitely be ECW's One Night Stand 2005. We may do the whole thing and just have a 3-hour episode. We don't know. We don't even know, if we're going to still be at home by force.
We don't even know if this is recording right now.
He speaks the truth. All right, Adam. Tell the people where they can find you. Anything going on in your life you want to talk about?
Not really with Corona, man. It's right now I'm a GM at a gym, and I'm pretty much the only one that can go in the gym. So I just go, I eat a lot, I work out, and that's about it. You can find me on Twitter at Adam MIZ93. It's really all I look on. I post a lot about sports, wrestling, all that stuff. Just strictly my opinions. If you don't like them, too bad, man. But yeah, hit me up on there.
All right. And you can find more of content like this on the Cap Selects and Chair Shots podcast. We actually are going to be rolling out a lot of content here in the next 2 weeks. I don't know when this show is going to get uploaded, but within the next 2 weeks, you're going to have a show on professional baseball. You're going to have a show on hockey. We're going to have a show on the NBA. We're going to have a show on the UFC. We're going to have this wrestling show. We're going to have another wrestling show breaking down Mania. We're going to have so much stuff. Stay tuned to this channel. You can find us right now on Spotify. You can also find us on Anchor FM, and you can find me on Twitter, as I said earlier, with my name. That's at Ed Brickeen, or just search the man called Butters. Adam, it's been a pleasure. Let's hope this recorded, and we'll see you next time. As always, if you're not down with the Caps, Locks, and Chair Shots podcast, Adam's got 2 words for you.
WrestleMania! And keep listening.